So hello to the Languedoc. Here we have the Clos Perdus. We found the lost vineyards at last, and so here's one of the winemaker here. Could you present yourself? Hello.
Hi. I'm Paul Old. I'm a winemaker at Clos Perdus, a little 12-hectare vineyard in the Languedoc. That's who I am.
We had a good tasting today, some very interesting conversations, and we're going to talk briefly about a great wine here. This is the Clos Perdus Extrême. This is the white, which is a new experience for you, quite new. Is it the first time, the first year?
No, we got the vineyards in 2007. There's a little 1-hectare vineyard that sat next to our red Extrême. And it got to, I was working in the vineyards in the red Extrême and noticed these vines hadn't been pruned. They're 100-year-old, 110-year-old vines. And then I contacted the owner to find out why he hadn't pruned them. And he said, it's because I'm going to rip them out next week. And I said, well, how about giving them to us? And he said, well, yes, you can have them.
Giving them.
Well, almost he gave them to us. He said you could have them for the price that Brussels was going to pay him to rip them out, so we got them, reasonably cheaply. And I love working with really old vines. Every vine's different, and it's a pleasure to work with these really old creatures. And so I was very keen to see what they could do. And anything that old, you're convinced it can produce something that's going to be interesting, because they've been around for a long time, they've established themselves, they've showed that they're happy in their environment, they can dig down and get the nutrients that they need to survive. They've been through really hot summers, they've been through cold winters, they've got proof in just being there. So you're always interested to find out what sort of creatures that have developed to their soil like that is going to produce.
So we have here in the wine we have some Grenache Gris mainly. Did you say 15% Grenache Blanc?
I would say it's about 80% Gris, 15% Blanc, and about 5% Noir as well.
Grenache Noir, so vinified white, obviously, because kind of white.
Well, because I'm using a basket press, I just chuck the red on top, so I don't press the red very hard. And I use it because the characteristics are just slightly different. And if I'm looking for a terroir-driven wine, it adds another terroir characteristic to the wine.
Well, I'm drinking it now. It's really great. There's nothing wrong with this wine, I would say. Tasting it, I thought the nose was really aromatic, with some peach flavors, peach aromas, sorry. Minerality, an amazing minerality, shulkiness, and then on the palate, it's complete wine, really.
Yeah.
How do you describe it on the palate?
I love the texture. I find it more of a textural wine. There's nothing that hit you over the head, but there's a subtlety that holds you. I get pears and do you know it's
white fruits? Yeah, definitely. Lots of white fruits.
White peaches as well. White peaches, but.
I was the only one to find the exotic flavor. I found some pineapple, but nobody else. A question of palate. I must be a bit different to everybody else, but
no, I do as well. I find that sometimes I get a bit of a lychee, gooseberry characters coming through.
I think there's definitely an exotic. The exotic side, because we tasted it when it was just open, wasn't there. I didn't find it at the first time. So I guess we were a little bit over maybe 1 hour. We're getting. I got that exotic coming through, which is really exciting.
No, it's a wine which Hugo and I would love to sell in the summer, in the next summer. But in actual fact, it needs a year. It needs the next spring or the autumn to really start expressing itself. It's a wine that needs that time to mingle all the flavours together.
So talk to me about this wine. This is Pouilly Fumé.
Yeah.
Cuvée Margeron. This is a 1986. Can you see it? Quite an old label, but we can still read what it says. So, do you want to tell me the little story about this? It happened today.
Yeah, what happened was our Austrian importer came along, and he bought a lot of our L'Extrême 08 because he loved it. But he brought along another wine which he thought had some of the style of L'Extrême.
So Michel Riedel et Fils, huh?
Yeah.
Michel Riedel et Fils.
And he made me taste it blind and asked me to guess what it was. And I was wrecking my brain. I was thinking, well, he's from Austria, so perhaps he's produced some Tyrol something. But I went for a Chenin Blanc, one of those Chenin Blancs 2003, I thought, because I've tasted some of those wonderful biodynamic ones that have a complexity of it, you know, and smells like you've been wearing your favourite woolen jumper for the last 20 years. That sort of thing.
Can find that something.
But this one was a little more subtle than that, but wonderful length and freshness. Freshness was the key to this wine. You put it in your mouth and it just, you know, sprung up. Vibrance to it. So I was absolutely shocked when I found out it was 1986, which makes it 24 years old, and it's a Sauvignon Blanc. You're not meant to do that. It's like well, not that I knew of, but maybe I've been brought up in too many New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs.
Something new.
Yeah.
Right, well, thank you very much, and I think that wine will definitely go on my list very soon if I can. So it was nice to visit you, really nice, and I hope to see you again, maybe in London.
Please,
another day.
Yeah, okay. See you.
Thanks,
George.
Yeah.